Hey, I just want to connect with you all to give you a little bit of just what God's been doing in my heart recently. So, this past year in Kid Nation, we have seen just God doing some awesome things in the lives of the kids and our lives and you all. God is just doing some fantastic thing in growing our team, growing the relationship that we have with each other and with Him, and even with God. We've seen it in the services. Just kids' lives are different. If you look back a year ago, the kids are different now than they were then. They've grown, they've matured, they've developed their relationships, and that's so exciting to see. A big part of that, I think, was at camp. We saw these kids experience God in a whole new way that they've never experienced before, and they've taken that and they haven't let go. Sure, there's been a little bit of drop back from the fullness of what was happening at camp, but usually I expect to see a lot more, and these kids have really ran with the things that were imparted to them at camp. Not only that, but the kids are really even more beginning to affect the world around them. You know, even I want to tell you this testimony about the Christmas program that I heard from Pastor Jerry this couple weeks ago. He said he had a first-time visitor stop him, or two first-time visitors stopped him at the door on the weekend service after the Saturday. Let me see. It was the Saturday service after the Christmas program, and they said, "We just want to let you know that the reason we came back to your church for this weekend service is because of the fantastic job the kids did in the Christmas program." And Pastor Jerry's like, "Really? What was it about it?" And they said, "Well, it was the level of it was the attitude that the kids took with the Christmas program. And it wasn't just singing songs and doing a little skit, but it was evident that the kids were ministering God's presence to the people. And they had a level of excellence that they had never seen in kids before. And that's why they came back to church. And you know what? They came back to that Saturday service, and they came back to the Sunday morning service. And by the end of the 11 a.m. Sunday service, they handed in their membership packet to join Grace Christian Church. And it all started because of the kids living out their relationship with God in something that a lot of times doesn't seem like it's a God-filled thing, a Christmas program. But they took it, they ran with it, and with the leadership that we had, people's lives are being changed. And this next year, we're going to see God's power at work even more. I'm expecting to see God's power at work in each one of us, working things in us, working things out of us, helping us to become the people that He's anointed us to be, the people He's called us to be. Each one of you has a calling on your life, and this year, we're not only going to recognize it, but we're going to begin to walk in the fullness of His plan for our lives. And in that, we're going to see God's power that He's been working in us. He's going to work it through us, to other people, to those in our neighborhoods, to those in our families, to those in our workplaces, to those in the schools. Wherever we go, God's power is going to be going with us. And then even to the kids. And then I'm expecting even to see God's power working through the kids even more, where they are going forth unashamed and knowing that they are fully equipped to do all that God has for them. You know, something's been rumbling around on the inside of me that I just got to share with you. Colossians 3, verses 1 through 3. Here's what it says. It says, "Since then you have been raised with Christ, set your hearts on things above, where Christ is seated at the right hand of God. Set your mind on things above, not on earthly things. For you died, and your life is now hidden with Christ in God." You know, these verses make me think about why we do what we do. You know, far too often, the reasons we do things is because we know if we do this, we're going to receive that. Or we do it because we want to be pleasing to someone else. Or because we feel like it's something that we have to do. But 1 Corinthians 10:31 says, "So Whether you eat or drink or whatever you do it all for the glory of God. Now, why do we do what we do? I'll give you an example. I know for myself, sometimes in Kid Nation, I do things because I know that's what needs to get done. It's not my mind frame or my purpose or my motive, I guess. Even if you ask me, I would say, oh, I'm doing it for God. But it's not. It's because I know I need to do this because it's expected of me. Or I do this because I know I like it just if this is set up this way for me. Or I do it because I know Pastor Kate likes something a certain way, and so because I want to be pleasing to her, I do it just like she would want me to. But in that, am I really doing it all for the glory of God? You know, I found for myself, the answer is not very often. Because I'm doing it for Pastor Kate. I'm doing it for myself. I'm doing it because it needs to be done, not because of my love for God. I am following His plan in doing these things. So, for me, I don't know about you, but for me, I'm going to start doing a heart check before I serve, before the services, and focus on the life that He has for me. Let's look at Colossians 3:1-3 again. It says, "Since then you have been raised with Christ. Set your heart on things above, where Christ is seated at the right hand of God. Set your mind on things above, not on earthly things. For you died, and your life is now hidden with Christ in God." If we're going to experience the life that He has for us, we need to be focused on Him. Not on ourselves, not on being pleasing for others, not on doing what needs to get done, but focused on Him, and out of that, having our love overflowing for Him, overflowing out of us to serve the kids, to help these kids receive all that He has for them, to show God to the kids. And I'm just talking about Kid Nation. Obviously, this can affect every area of our life. So I want to encourage you, even this next week, when you look at your small schedules or the things that you're responsible for, to do a focus check before service. I'm going to do the same thing. And let's choose to do these things because we're serving and loving God. And out of that flows a heart to serve His kids and help them receive all that He has for them this week. And you know what? I want to challenge you too, as we're starting out January. You know what? I hate New Year's resolutions, but it just happens to be that time of year. But I want to challenge you something that is going to help us focus all on God. Here's my challenge. I want to challenge each and every one of you to spend 15 minutes dedicated to just prayer every day this month. You know, 15 minutes, it doesn't seem like a long time. That's half of a TV show. 15 minutes, I've had phone calls today longer than that. Twice as long as that. 15 minutes goes by real fast. And I want to challenge you, 15 minutes dedicated to just prayer, where the TV's turned off, where we're not listening to music or anything like that, but we're just focusing on prayer. And you know what? I don't care if it's about Kid Nation or whatever. What I do care about is that we're taking that time every day and we're putting our focus on God. And out of that, I know that we're going to start to experience even more the life that God has for us. Well, that's it for today. I just wanted to share that with you. It was on my heart. You guys are so awesome. I love you guys so much, and I want to help you experience all that God has for you. Well, that's it. We'll see you for your services, and have a great day.